What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash. We're going to go over the USD pair, but we're going to talk about the BCH BTC pair first at the request of Mr. Hat. And he's got actually a specific request that he wanted me to go over. I'm going to look it up now real quick. Make sure you guys can hear me. Everything's good. Okay, yes. His request was, do you trust its 4-hour time frame inverse head and shoulders? We'll go over that. And at the same time, is it holding the 61869? What about its weekly time frame trend line connecting? I know what you're talking about there. Do you think it's holding or breaking? I think it's holding that. Okay, I absolutely. Oh, oops, I'm on the wrong thing. I do think it's going to hold this personally. I would expect it does. I very much do hope that it does. Look, we actually even kind of found support in this area again. It's not a good look, I will say. I'm going to be like completely honest. I don't like whenever the first time you get a very positive reaction, the second time you get a very positive reaction, the third time you do this. This is normally the look that you get when you're about to break this. So that's not a good look. There is still hope. I do think that we're going to hold it, but let's go over the 4-hour time frame inverse head and shoulders that you're talking about. Of which, you and I have disagreements on what it would be, and perhaps actually, let's see, when did you make this request? Yesterday at 4:43. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 31 hours ago. Okay, 31 hours ago. Let's do that real quick. Hold on. 31 hours ago. That's 24, 28, 30. So it'd be like 7 bars. So that would have been here, right? Around this time frame, somewhere in here that you made it. Okay, so at which case it looked more like an inverse head and shoulders there, I would say, versus what we've done in the last 31 hours. Okay, so I don't think it's an inverse head and shoulders. First off, I wouldn't think that it is anyways. It's very unorthodox. These shoulders are, there's no there's no neck. This is a guy with like no neck for shoulders, like no neck for a head. But I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I see the look that you're going for. It definitely has that look. I absolutely get where that's coming from. But I think as of right now, it's absolutely not an inverse head and shoulders. And if it were to be, actually, like if we were holding that, breaking down like this is not good. A busted pattern would not be good. And that could lead to back what I was saying, right? Like doing this kind of stuff is normally what we see whenever we break the trend line to the downside. So I really wouldn't like to see that, because that would really put a damper on our momentum up here to breaking out new highs, forming an uptrend, right? We're still not in the doghouse, because even if we break below this, we still do have higher lows. But this could be the beginning of something worse. This could throw off the whole idea, everything that we've been waiting for this thing to see new highs and start a trend versus Bitcoin that's very bullish. So we need to start gaining value versus Bitcoin. We need to start doing it soon, like very, very soon. I would love it. I would prefer it personally that we did not break below this line. If we do, it's not all over. It's definitely not like the end of the world. But I think it'd be a better look if we stayed above it. The weekly RSI itself isn't really giving us much. We're above the 40, which is nice. We're definitely wrestling with that. Also on the weekly RSI, we've got this nice little like trend like this. It looks pretty clean. But if we break this, I'm assuming that we would break this as well, which would also not be a good thing. Probably interact with that oversold zone like that. That would really suck, in my opinion, for Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, we wouldn't want to see that, and in fact, finding resistance time and time again at the 618 like this is not a good look. This would normally be indicative that you see the extensions of this move come to play. So if that happens, we're really boned, you guys. It's actually really not a good look. I did not expect the tone of this video to take that kind of turn. This is the first time I've actually looked at it in this kind of light myself, but hopefully we can continue to hold this 786 as we have. I'm saying it, and it sounds bearish and bad, because it is bearish and bad if that happens, but I wouldn't bet that happens. I'm not betting that happens. I'm just calling it as I'm seeing it. Okay, on the daily time frame, it's very kind of like bad looking RSI, actually a very bad looking RSI. It would suggest that we go lower as well. On a 4-hour time frame, this would also suggest that we go lower. The one thing that I'm hoping for is that we just hold up in price and that we break out of the inverse head and shoulders on the BCH USD pair very soon. Because if we break out of that, that kind of momentum could give us some gains versus BTC, and we could hold that line that we desperately need to hold. Because across all time frames, I'm just being fair, you guys, it looks bad. It actually does look very bad. Wow, I'm discouraged, man. I'm not going to sleep well tonight, M-Hat. Why'd you do this to us, man? Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Shout out to Mr. Hat himself, of course. But, man, that's not what I was expecting to go to bed to. I don't like the way it looks. It's not terrible. It's kind of terrible, actually. Let's be fair. It is kind of terrible. But it's not at the point where we know that it's like things are busted, right? We're at the point now where we need to hold. So I'm going to stop talking about that. We'll go over the USD pair, but we need to start growing, guys. We need to start gaining. We have to stop giving ground versus Bitcoin now, like right now. If we give any, we can't. We really we got to hold the line right here, man. It's very important. So hopefully we do that. And here's kind of where the saving grace might be. Here's what gives me a little bit of hope, right? Looking at this drop, shout out to all the people that were going long up here. You know who you are, right? That's hopefully you took your profits. If not, hopefully you went long here and you're not really in that much trouble, right? Let's see. Yeah, like if you did a 5x long, you're only down like 15%, not even, right? Even if you caught the absolute low, which you had plenty of time to do, so probably, there's a decent chance you did. You're not down by that much. But the saving grace, sorry, besides that point, the saving grace is that if this is an inverse head and shoulders, right, and it looks a lot better of an inverse head and shoulders now than it did before this move down. Technically, this is a more proper looking inverse head and shoulders. Then we would see a nice move up. We'd break out, and it would be a nice move up to the upside. We get that move all the way up to like 570, 590, around there. On the downside to this look, we do have lower lows in the daily RSI. We do have lower closing lows on the daily price, which actually that might be a good thing. I'll go over that in a second too. And the thing that I'm not excited about, the thing that looks the worst to me, is that the volume picked up as we moved down. We died off in volume, and we didn't bust this pattern. Thankfully, it hasn't been busted, but moving down with picking up in volume, that's not a good look in itself. I want to see Binance. Man, this video, just not what I wanted. That's okay. Binance is not, it's picking up in volume, but it's actually still lower. This really does on Binance look like an even better inverse head and shoulders. The 4-hour time frame as well, right? Oh, maybe not on Binance actually as much. Whatever though, whatever. Volume doesn't have to be perfect, but anyways, what I was saying about the lower daily close and why that might be a good thing is because if we look here, right, Bitcoin Cash moved down. It's consolidating, doing its thing. Finally, it gets its lower daily close right here, and that's when it finds its low and it moves up, right? You move down, you had your big moves down. Finally, you get your lower daily close, and that's when you move up. We can go back here. This happened all the time, right? You're even on your way down, right? It's like as soon as you got your lower daily close, that's when you move up. You move down, right? You break down. Obviously, you got a lower daily close here, and you continue to move down, obviously. But all these low points that are at your low daily close, and then you reversed, you had the highest move of this consolidation phase after this lowest close in the consolidation phase. Then you break out to the downside, and even if you bought right at this low daily close, you would have had a nice move up. It likes to throw us off for a spin. It's not something that's unknown with BCH, right? It had its lower daily close right here, then this whole range, and then it moved up. It was a higher low overall, but then it moved up. Had its higher high close right here, and then it moved down, right? You got your higher high close right here, and then it moved down, and then inevitably, obviously, you broke out. But could this be exactly what we're looking for with this lower daily close right here? A sign that we might have an immediate bounce today. I'm hoping so. I'm praying so, man. I don't pray. The 1 hour looks pretty bad. The 1 hour time frame looks bad. The 4 hour time frame looks bad. I'm not excited, man. I'm not excited. So hopefully we hold the line. I don't think this means Bitcoin Cash is broken. I don't think this absolves us from higher prices. but it could put things off to a further period, you know. Or maybe we get the classic like psych out both on the BCH BTC pair and the BCH USD pair. And then right when we get that psych out, that's when we move up. We wouldn't even actually get, if we move down lower here, we've got some wiggle room, right? Like we can move down as low as 344. We could move down there. We're at 365 now. We could move down there and the USD pair would look fine. It's the BTC pair that would have me concerned, right? Because then we're breaking below this trend line here. And truthfully, sometimes whenever we see these trend lines being broken, that's where the low is, and then we move up. So we could see something like that too, but I'm going to be just like blunt with you guys, as I have been. I've been trying to be this whole video. I wouldn't like to see that happen. That would make me a little bit nervous. You know, obviously we can do this where we move down below here and then we move up still, and all my nerves would be reconciled. Everything would be fine. But that would definitely make me sweat. I don't know about you guys, but it would make me sweat. And I don't like the look of it right now, just completely transparently honest there. It looks fine. It looks like it would find a bounce here on the weekly RSI. It looks fine on the price, but it needs to right here if it wants to. So I don't know. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop saying that. Really, Bitcoin Cash needs to hold the line. That's the moral of the story. And that'll probably be the message of this video, right? The title of this video. Bitcoin Cash needs to hold the line. If not, it opens the door for all the hyenas to come out of the woodworks and start talking smack, man. They might have some validation to that. So hopefully we can spare ourselves from that. If not, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. We need to start moving up. There we go. A little bit of a green, a little bit of a pop right there. Let's keep doing it. Keep moving up. Everybody, sell your cats, sell your horses, sell your dogs in your house, and buy some Bitcoin Cash tonight. Let's go. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.